Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are gonna be discussing all about eyes. So, starting off, there's a few things you gotta understand. See, the thing that eye is dependent on, that the drawing eye is dependent on, is two things. First of all, shading, and second of all, breaking it down. If you want an extremely narrow eyed, a person who's depressed or showing that he's in anger, then you gotta break it down into triangles. And let me real quick draw an eye for you just so you get how which eye you're gonna get from this. So, now, that do you do know that I'm not a cheapskate who's trying to fool you. I'm actually a guy who's trying to understand. I was trying to make you understand this. Let's move on to our second eye. This eye. This type of eye, it is usually used to show the a same character with this eye, but when he is a bit more normal and bit more happy around some person, and if some he is like a character who never gets happy, then I must say you should break it down, just narrowing the gap like this and making this line a bit like this, making this eye look, a bit like he's in an okay mood, not in an angry but neither in a happy mood. Then now I'm gonna tell you to break down how to break down both of these eyes, but let's go on with a bit more normal guy who does smile sometimes. So real quick, there we go. Okay, let's start off. Um, we're starting off with when he's happy, you're smiling. Okay. Now here's a tip for making angry characters look that they're a bit happy. Just add one detail over here, another one over here, add some little shading up on top here, and leave this area with just narrow shading, making their eye look something like this. Now if to show they are in normal mode, there you gotta do this. Okay, the difference between them is that this eye, it has a longer curve like this, which this guy has a shorter one, and this has like a this sort of, and this has a this sort of, or more like a this sort of curve over here, making a big difference between them and showing and having overall a great impact. But if you want to improve it even further, then I will recommend you, you know, adding some veins around in the eyes, or I'm sorry, or maybe even adding some point of contractions like this, this over here. This will all help add up the detail. And there we go. Real quick shading. I'm gonna explain this shading thing, but for now, just understand that it's easy, okay? It's really easy. I'm gonna explain this shading thing. Okay, this eye type, it is used for happy characters. This eye type, it is never used for angry characters. Now I know there might be some characters who are angry and they are still used. This style is still used for them, but mostly of them you will see that they are happy and mostly friendly in their normal mood, but only angry when they are in rage. So without further ado, let's check on this. By the way, a good example of this eye will be Zenitsu. If you compare his eye with this eye, you'll see many similarities. And as you can see, he is an happy character in normal mood, but he gets angry and turns into this. Okay, let's go back to that. Oh, sorry, I dropped my pencil. Okay, there we go. I think I just. Oh, yeah, there we go, there we go. Okay, there we go. Back to the eye. Now, in order to draw this eye, the process is pretty similar to the previous ones, except for one thing. What we have learned from the previous eyes is that this part, it is supposed to go under the eyelid, the upper eyelid. But in some eyes like this, let's real quick draw one. This is just, a basic line. I will not draw the interior part as that is what I'm trying to explain. I hope you understand something from this. You see, this does not suppose it to go like this. The thing you gotta do here, I'm sorry I didn't show you. Okay, so I did made this. Okay, you don't have to do it like this. The thing you gotta do here is that you make a circle in there, like, oh, I think I just lost somewhere. There we go. You have to do it somewhere like something like, you see. Man, I'm sick of using this table as a tripod. Again, sorry. You see, you don't have to make it like this in two lines or here or in any drawing you'll see. Okay, this one's a more detail that I do have to make, but this one is far beyond that detail. You have to make a whole circle, and sometimes if the eye is more open, this circle will continue on to go like this to the whole thing. Also, one more tip for these eyes is that you should make this the upper part of these eyes a bit more like this, making it nicer. Okay, now here is where I explain shading of the eye. I'll explain eye shading in the simplest forms. Start off like this, make a simple circle in between, add a circle that's a bit bigger, the eye top, add some lines like these over here, this area, add just minor low light level lines over here, this area add high light lines over here, or more darker ones, and the eye is shaded. Literally, it's that easy. I know. You might say, some of you, that bro, this doesn't covers the fact that this eye sometimes when in comparison to light, this might get bigger or smaller. But bro, who cares about all those stuff? You see, this all, I will say it pretty much proudly that this all looks good, extremely good. Except, the fact it's not professional, but it does still looks better than this that you are doing probably. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I make bad jokes. Okay. Final eye. This is my favorite eye. Okay. This I can't explain for which type of characters this is used. This is used mostly for the type of characters who are happy once in their life and then they turn sad, extremely evil, angry, or maybe maybe they turn to be like more inhumane. That this could be a positive change also, that they might be turned good. But an example of this type of eye, remember, okay, always one more thing, that this eye might be broken down like this, but keep in your mind that the actual shape of the eye is supposed to be something like this. As this shading just resembles this shape. Now, if I have to give a clear example of this type of hive for which type of characters this is used for characters like Kaneki. By the way, here's a recent sketch of Kaneki I make. I hope you like it. Okay, back to this stuff. But the reason I showed you this sketch is not because I want to flex something. It's because if I turn this page around, I don't care about my sketch. You can see the comparison between these two types of eyes. See how they look similar? And that's why I'm gonna teach you this type of eye by drawing a Kaneki eye. So you can also learn how to shade Kaneki eye if you that's what you are interested in drawing. Cause believe me, I love drawing Kaneki. The simplicity of it is absolutely remarkable. By the way, there we go. Kaneki eyes have these cool type over here. And one tip for shading his eye is that make a small dot like this small dot, not a big dot as bigger dots are used for characters who are happy, smaller dots are used for psychopaths. Or to show that guy that is the type of guy you don't have to mess with. And there we go. I know it's a quick sketch doesn't look as good as this, but hey, I like it. And I must say that's pretty much it for eyes. But if you want me to cover its shading with pen, then leave a comment down below. I mean, yeah, these days I don't have any idea for videos, so maybe that's gonna be, helpful. But, wait, don't scroll down, don't go away. I'm gonna give you one extra major important tip. Why should I lose a page because of that tip? You should save papers as trees are cut down for papers, and it's not like trees are cheap. So let's real quick go there. And also, trees are some of our natural sources, so we shouldn't just destroy them. Okay, one general tip. You might ask why I'm drawing this circle. This if this resembles a face and you have a hard time figuring out that why is your one eye like this and the other eye like this, and to avoid that I will give you a general tip that when you're drawing two eyes in pairs, draw a shape like this, like a rectangle box, so you know the absolute height of these two eyes. You know that this is the maximum height and you can't get out of it. If you want to measure width, you can make squares like this. And if you want to learn even more about this shading and breaking down stuff, I would really recommend the channel Draw Like a Sir, as I learned it from there. And I'm just sharing these tips. And it's not like they're copied, some of these tips, and mostly of them are actually made by me. But I must say, some of them, like this tip, this is actually used as a reference from one of his tips. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and bye bye. Bro, I just totally missed that. I suck at this.